Holly and welcome back to H&R Fam. For today's video, I thought I'd share with you guys some of the helpful criticism or the questions or what I get told since I've been young and pregnant, and what it's really like in the sense of how people look at you or judge you or see you differently. And yeah, so I have my little paper here to kind of keep my mind on track, and let's just get into it. If you guys have experienced any of these criticisms or any of these questions or any of these things being young, or even if being an older lady, getting this criticism or these questions, definitely leave the comments down below. Or if you experienced different things that I have not experienced, then definitely leave those comments down below. So to begin with, if you guys don't know, I am 21, going to be 22 next month, and I am expecting my first baby. Technically my second, because I did miscarry my first, but that is a whole other story, and if you guys don't know, then you guys can check out the rest of the videos. So with that being said, the first thing that is the most important thing that I have gotten, and not necessarily the most important, but the most annoying thing that I have gotten, and I think women of all ages get this because it is such the normal, I guess I can say, is the question of, wow, you're so young. That mustn't have been planned. Okay. I hate that so much because I don't think it matters the age. If your baby's planned, it's planned. I understand that nowadays it is so normal for there to be an unplanned pregnancy, but there is still so many women out there that have a planned pregnancy, and then they get the backlash of, oh, that must have been unplanned. And there's nothing wrong with having an unplanned pregnancy, and there's nothing wrong with having a planned pregnancy. But I just hate how there has to be discrimination against it so bad. And if you're pregnant, it must be a mistake. So I literally have had to tell nurse practitioners at the one hospital where I went when I was experiencing some pain, which I will note this, I will never go back there because I thought it was very rude and not professional at all. But I got the criticism of, wow, you're so young, that must have been unplanned, or it must have been a mistake. I hate that so much. I've gotten it from a family member. I've gotten it from other strangers, just thinking that because I'm so young, it must not be planned. And in reality, my pregnancy is planned, and what hurts me most is that I have gone and I have experienced a miscarriage, and which that pregnancy was planned too, and now I have this new life inside of me, and people are trying to dawn it on me or make me feel like this is a mistake, when I know deep down this is what my boyfriend and I planned and what we wanted, and this is our next stage of life that we decided to go through. And this is the criticism that we got, and I get, especially being the one that's pregnant. My boyfriend does not get it as much, but I don't think the men really get that as often, and I don't think they get it at all. Just that the fact is, women do, and it doesn't matter the age. It's always deemed as, oh, that must have been a mistake. No, it's not a mistake. You could be married and it could be said it's a mistake. It could be dating for 6 years, not married, and it be deemed a mistake. It's just something that is a pet peeve of mine, and I really don't like it just because I have experienced that miscarriage and a loss, and people are just so inconsiderate these days and just think that they know everything. The next thing that I got kind of coincides with that is, if it's planned, why didn't you wait till you were married? Again, why do you have to be married to have a planned pregnancy? Why does that stereotype have to be involved in creating a life and creating a family? Why do you have to be married for it to be normal to have a planned pregnancy? To me and my boyfriend, we're not in a hurry to get married. We've been together. This is what we want. This is a co-agreement. Like, it's not something that one partner wanted and tricked the other one into. No, this is something that we discussed for over a year and decided this was the time and we want this in our life. And I still think the whole marriage thing with us especially is just a piece of paper. Why does a piece of paper have to determine how we live our life or when we decide to start a family? It doesn't matter what age you are, if you're married, if you're not married, it doesn't matter, because down the road you could end up a single parent, or down the road you could end up with your perfect match. It doesn't matter, and it irks me so bad because I don't have to be married to have a planned pregnancy. I don't have to have that stereotype to start a family. It really annoys me. The next thing that I have gotten is the helpful criticism. And with that going, it is with pregnancy, for after the baby's born, what they think is right. And that is, well, you should be using this or you should be doing that. No, I'm going to do it my own way. I don't need to get you guys to tell me what to do. If I need help, I will ask for help. And that coincides with I've had, oh, well, what bottles do you plan on using? If you can't breastfeed, because my family has a history of not being able to breastfeed just due to inverted nipples, so the baby can't latch. And I really do want to breastfeed if that's something that I can physically do. But I get, well, what kind of bottles do you want to use? So I've already picked out the kind of bottle I've used. I've experienced using them with babysitting, with my young childhood development course that I have done through working with young children. That is what I have done my whole life, working with kids with disability. This is a bottle that I've seen and used, and I really enjoy them, and I really want them. I'm not uneducated in the sense of not knowing what I want for my baby. I've done a lot of research, and that's something that you have to do as a new parent. You can't let other people influence your decisions, and especially because, like I said, I was asked, oh, what kind of bottle do you want to use? So I've said the kind that I want, and I really want to go the event route. Unless my baby decides it doesn't like it, then I will try something different. Which then I get the comment, you shouldn't use those. Maybe you should use the ones with the bags. It's easier to clean. Well, if I need to go an easier route, easier to clean, that's more money to spend to buy the refilled bags to put the milk in or the formula or whichever. And I would rather rewash a bottle 20 times than have to buy a new bag each time. And or the thing is, yeah, well, you should just force breastfeeding. Well, if I'm physically incapable of breastfeeding, I can't breastfeed, and I want my kid to be fed and growing and healthy. So if I have to go the formula way, that is what I'm going to do to make sure my kid's healthy. There's not much I can do about it if the baby can't latch or I physically cannot breastfeed. And I've already been told by my doctor that the chances of me being able to breastfeed is very slim at this point. So that is one that I've gotten. The next one I've gotten is, well, what kind of diapers are you going to use? I personally want to use disposable diapers and in the brand Pampers, unless of course my baby has a reaction. Then again, I will try something different, what works best for my family and what works best for my baby. And then they turn around and say, well, I wouldn't use that brand, I would use this. Well, that's great. You use those for your kid and I will use these for my kid. It doesn't matter what you use. I'm going to use what I want to use, and the criticism, it doesn't matter what you do, you're just going to get criticism. And I think that is the biggest part, because it's just like, okay, I'm going to figure things out on my own. If I need help, I will ask. Coinciding with what you're going to buy, what are you going to get? Are you going to get this? Are you going to get that? Well, you should do this. No, you shouldn't do that. Coincides with, well, you're so young. How are you going to afford all this? Well, when you have a planned pregnancy, or even if you don't have a planned pregnancy, it doesn't matter. You find a way to make it work. And with my boyfriend and I, we have set money aside to afford things that we need or that we will be needing. Or if something happens, then we have the extra money put away for when the time comes. We budget ourselves. You need to have a smart mind with budgeting. And just because we're young doesn't mean that we don't have no idea or no clue on how anything works or how money works. It has nothing to do with it. You just make it work. And, you know, we're not rich, but we're not poor. And, you know, you, like I said, you make things work. What you used to buy for fun or entertainment, like say, if you're a video gamer, that's where all your money went, was to video games. Now you just have an extra responsibility, and sometimes maybe those video games get put on the back burner because your baby needs diapers. You just learn responsibility and you learn priorities. It's just common sense. And I don't need to be judged on how I'm going to be able to afford my baby, because it's not theirs. It's not their money I'm using. I could see if I was using their money to raise my kid, but that's not the case. So my financial, situation is my situation. It's not anybody else's. So why does it matter how I'm going to afford it? It's my baby. I will make it work. And that really isn't up to anybody else. And I've gotten that from even strangers. Wow, you're so young. How are you going to afford it? I've gotten it from family members, especially because I have a lot of family members that think that maybe this isn't the best choice, that I should have waited. And that didn't stop me, because this is something that we want together as a family, and that's all that matters. Your opinion is the only one that matters in that sense. If you're ready to have a baby, then good for you, you're ready to have a baby. And if you're not, that's fine too. It's everybody's different preference. Everybody lives their lives differently. If we all lived the same life, well, the world would be pretty boring. So the next thing that I get, especially in pregnancy, is I am told one thing by my doctor to do during my pregnancy, such as cut out caffeine. You can still have a little bit, but make sure you cut it off. And there's been times where I've been told to take a certain prenatal vitamin, or I've been told to do a certain exercise, or to relieve some of the gas pain or trapped wind that I have been experiencing, to, just things that I've asked my doctor about and he's told me to do, or what to kind of do to help with some certain pregnancy symptoms. Like my morning sickness, I had it really bad and I ended up having to be put on medication because I couldn't keep water or food down. And then you get those people that think that they know everything. And these are even some people that have never been pregnant in their life. You can have caffeine. That's fine. You can have caffeine. No, I'm going to do what my doctor says. If I don't feel comfortable having caffeine, I'm not going to have caffeine. Well, you don't have to take prenatal vitamins. What's the point of that? There's starving people in Ethiopia and stuff like that that have healthy babies. That is true, but I still am going to do what my doctor says, and if there's a question that I have, I will ask my doctor, and then from there, if I need extra help, I will go to my closest family members. And then I've gotten, you should be gaining more weight, because I've only gained 5 pounds and I'm 18 weeks. You should be gaining more weight. No, my doctor says that weight gain is fine. It's totally normal. It's healthy. It's fine. And then, I get that criticism. Or you've gained too much weight. Wow, that's a lot of weight. You should stop eating all that. No, it's not that I'm eating. I'm growing a human being. It doesn't matter. My doctor says it's normal. It's okay. And then I get the whole, when that baby's born, you should do this. You should do that. You should make sure that, you have, a swing, or you should make sure you have this or this or this. They just like to try to control your life, and it's really annoying. But a lot of it always starts off with, well, you're so young, you should do this. And being young and pregnant does not make you less of a mom or less, involved or anything like that than, say, a 30-year-old who's having a child. Because a 30-year-old could end up being a bad mom, and a 20-something-year-old could end up being a great mom. Same with a 17-year-old could end up being a better mom than a 20-something-year-old mom, or even a 30-year-old mom. It doesn't matter the age. It doesn't matter if the pregnancy is planned, not planned. It doesn't matter. We all have to raise this life, and if you choose to put it up for adoption or anything like that, then that's your choice. And it doesn't matter whether you choose your life path. There are always going to be people who are going to tell you what to do or how to do it and all this stuff, and it literally drives me nuts. And I think the younger you are, the more you get, and I don't know if it's the same for when you are older. Maybe it's still the same, but especially since I am on the younger side and I'm pregnant, I get a lot, and it is especially difficult when I've had a friend go through pregnancy just before I did, and see her kind of go through a phase where it's like, I don't know if I want this baby, and then she goes and tries to tell me what to do in my pregnancy because she did this in hers. Well, every pregnancy is different. Even the same person being pregnant for the second time is different. My first pregnancy was different than this one. I miscarried my first pregnancy. I didn't have any morning sickness with my first pregnancy, and I miscarried. This one, I had terrible morning sickness, and I had to be put on medication, which I also got backlash for that. Well, you shouldn't take medication. Yeah, well, it's either I don't take the medication and able to eat and give my kid nutrition that's growing inside me, or I just starve because I'm so hungry from vomiting and I'm so thirsty and I can't keep nothing down. That coincides with it. And I think a lot of pressure goes on it, and it's the same thing with the birth plan. Do you plan on doing this? Do you plan on circumcising? And the controversial parenting tag, which I'm planning on hopefully doing. They all like to try to control you and tell you what to do, and nothing drives me more crazy than those people that don't even ask, or the ones that ask you and then you give your answer and then they tell you no, that you're wrong. You're the parent, you're the one raising the kid, you do you. Whatever works for your family is what's going to work best, and I think that's the best way to go about life. Same thing, you know, with me saying, no, it was planned. Wow, you should have waited. If you really wanted a kid, you should have waited till you were married, or you should have waited till you were older. It doesn't matter. If you're ready, you're ready. If you're not, you're not. And I don't think there should be criticism if you are ready, and I don't think there should be criticism if you're not. And I still think women that are like 30-some years old and they've been in a relationship or they're not in a relationship, then they get the pressure of, you should be having kids. Why? If you're 30, you're not ready for having kids, then don't have kids. Do it on your own terms and live your life the way you want to. And that is basically all I really wanted to say. And I just wanted to know if anybody else got this criticism, helpful criticism, backlash, criticism about how you're living your life. I really want to know, because I get it almost on the daily unless I stay home. But even when I'm in public and I'm picking up baby stuff, they're all like, oh, that must be a gift. Or, oh, that's a gift for whatever. It's like, no, that's mine. Oh, but you're so young. You shouldn't be having. It gets annoying. And I just want to know, am I the only one that gets this? I'm pretty sure I'm not. I hope I'm not. And if there's other things that you guys have heard or been told or people have said to you, definitely let me know in the comments down below. And maybe we can start a little conversation of everything that's been criticized towards us as women who are pregnant. And whether it was planned or not planned, it doesn't matter. I think we all basically get the same criticism. And I think teens get a lot of it. And, you know, I can kind of see it in the public eye, but in a sense, we shouldn't be judging them. They live their life. They made the choices. It's their decision. You should just leave them at that. I don't think there should be a reason to hate them or be mad at them. I think it's their life. Why should we judge their life? They made the choices. They're living it their way. I don't judge other pregnant women. I don't judge it because it's their life. I'm living my own. I'm more worried about my own life than I am other people's. And I don't think sticking your nose in other people's should be really in that sense. But it happens and it sucks. But yeah, I think that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Also, if you guys have video suggestions, leave them down below as well. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.